Hi, and welcome back to the 8-Bit Retro Refix. And it's the first video of 2025. Happy New Year, guys. I know it's a bit late, and it's been a bit late coming doing a video, but I've been having a bit of time. So you might be, at the moment, you might be hearing that buzzing noise in the background. Well, that's because I've put the microphone down there, down to the Vectrex. So what we're going to do in this video, and what I'm going to show you how to do, is fit the buzz off kit and get rid of that buzzing noise. The audio is not on. All I've done is switch it on, and that's what you get straight away. I'll turn it off now and turn it back on again and let you have a look, and then we'll get straight to it. So you can hear that buzzing noise, can't you? There you go. So let's have a look at this kit. Let's get this thing torn down and let's stop this thing from bloody buzzing. It drives you bananas. Some like it, some don't. I don't. So let's buzz off. So right, we're gonna have to get this thing torn down. CRTs, everybody's scared of them. Everybody says be careful, you'll electrocute yourself, yada yada yada. They're not that scary. You keep away from the anode, and I'll explain that to you when I get the back off. So let's tear this down. I believe there's only about 5 screws in the back. So let's get this torn down and let's have a look, see what's going on. So I've got the 5 screws out of the back. I'm going to leave them as they are. This little brightness knob here at the back flops around in the wind. So when you're putting the back on, you have to be very, very careful to get that in place and not to bend it out of the way. I have had this in pieces. A good friend of mine that owns the game shop in Halifax, I'll put pictures up there for you. Have a look at it around his shop. Have a call in there. He does some great stuff. This is where I picked this up from. The Halifax Games Shop. He's a cracking lad, and thank you very much for getting me this one. I do much appreciate it. So let's get this back off. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave the screws in so we don't lose them, different sizes, etc. and stuff like that. So I'm just going to lift that off and set it to one side. If it opens, there we go. So I picked this one up off Halifax Games Shop because it didn't work. What it did was it just switched on, give a white dot, and then you can see there when I turned it off, it actually showed you a picture, so that was great news. I didn't do much to it. He did tell me that he'd clean this plug up, and that was about it, because these get carbonised or oxidised, if you like, and do a bad connection here. I believe this is what they call a type B, because it doesn't have a plug here. The cables are soldered to the main board, so we'll have to try and be careful with that. I did 3D print some mounts. I didn't know whether we're going to put it up here, or I didn't know whether we're going to put it down here. Okay, so the scariest part of this thing is the anode clip. Up there. I mean, if you want to dig out it, that's fine. You just have to clip an earth on here, put it around a screwdriver, shove a screwdriver on it, and let it click and let it go off. But we're not going anywhere near that today, so we don't need to bother. We're concentrating on down here and taking this board out to be able to fit the debus kit. So what I'm going to do now is take the screws out, which will loosen this board up. So there's one there, and there is one there, and there's 3 down this side, and there's 2 that hold the regulator, that hold the transformer. So you do need to take them out, apparently. So let's take them out now, and then we'll look about getting the board out. Ooh, they've never been out, have they? Ooh, that's a good sign. can see, it's now loosened all that up. So let's sit it down and let's see how far we can pull this out. So I think the first thing we need to do is disconnect the power switch audio cable out of there, because we don't need that one. Well, we do in a bit, but we don't need it just yet. There is a ground that we have to desolder around this side here, so I'll just warm the soldering iron up to do that. Right, so I've desoldered that, and while I was waiting for the soldering iron up, I've pulled this plug off here, and the other plug that's supposed to have the plug on here, there is another one where this one runs right up there. There is a wire here as well that goes up to that mount. Ooh, are we coming out? Oh, we are. Pull that through there because we don't need that for the minute. Right. So we should, apart from these wires, be able to completely separate the board. This wire, I believe, connects up to these two, which we'll just check that with the multimeter in a minute. And if so, that's your audio wire that went up to there. And then the board one, this one plugged into the top analog board for the speaker, which we're not going to do that. We're going to put our connections in and have it just coming straight up here. So yeah, so let's take a look. We'll buzz out and make sure that these are our speaker wires, which should come up here. Going down the black one first, if I go into there like that, we should get a buzz up here. Yes, we do. And there, so that should be closed. It should be closed if the switch is off. So if I turn the switch on, we shouldn't get buzz on both. We don't on that one, look. We do on that one. We don't on that one. So we know that the right hand one there is as positive and that's as negative. So we know that's a speaker wire now. So if I pull, can't really see, it was taped on with this, so I'm just going to cut that bit of rib tape off there. His next trick is to cut that wire off and solder our wires in. Now the buzz off kit that you can see up on the screen at the moment, that's the one that I've purchased from eBay. I will put a link in the description so you can have a look at that link and go through and grab one yourself if you need one. They're not expensive, it's only about £7 plus postage. I think it might even be free postage. But yeah, that link will be down in the description if you want to purchase this buzz off kit. Right, I'm going to reposition the camera again and let's get soldering. Right, so I'm just going to tin these little areas up first. I'm going to be very careful down here because these are very, very close. So I want a bit of soldering at that point there, which should be a 5 volt. I'm going to melt that. This is a bit of a ground plane, so it's going to take a bit more to get solder on there, I think. Oh, well, that went in quite easily, look. Did say you could scrape a little bit off, so that's what I'm doing now. So that should be that. We'll try and get something up here. It's a bit difficult because it's miles in there. Blobbed up nicely. Come on. Put my iron up a bit hotter for that when we solder that. But that's them 2 points now that's got some fresh solder on them. And I'm going to check down there now, make sure we haven't bridged up silly down there. So that should be his point there, and we should have it there. If my thing doesn't beep. We're beeping. We're beeping. So it shouldn't go anywhere near that capacitor leg, and it doesn't. Then we can get us soldered onto that, wire onto that solder, onto there, and as earth onto that one. So this is going to be a bit difficult. I think what I'm going to do is solder this off camera, and then I'll show you where I've run the wires to, because just camera just gets in the way. So yeah, I'll be right back. So you can see that I've got the earth and the 5V down there, and we have snipped that wire off up there, and we've soldered the earth of the shield, and then to that point there for the pickup for his audio in. So that's it for the solder points. What I've done is I've gone ahead in usual case and just fired away. There wasn't much to do, we just had to solder it onto the buzz off board itself, but I'll put a picture up there, you can see that, and that's where it says to solder the wires. It does say you can put the 2 grounds together if you wish, but that was part of the first issue with these boards. About grounding is one of the reasons why it was buzzing. So that's what I've gone ahead and done there. So let's see if I can just move this around here a little bit so you can have a look, see what I've done. So we've soldered the wires up on this side up here onto the buzz out board. I've taken the speaker wires that run down from the speaker. Surprise, surprise. I cut the plug off and I wired these into the negative and positive sides of the speaker outwards. I put a little bit of tape under this 3D printed mount that I found on Thingiverse. There's lots out there, they're fairly easy to find. So that's what that's done. All we need to do now is put it back together. Will it work or won't it? So I'll see you once I've rebuilt it all back together. It's just reverse order to what you've already seen me strip down, so there's no point in watching it put it back together again. But yeah, so fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Let's hope it works. Please work. Please, 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 please. So we're here again, we've set back up again, it's all done dusted, the buzz off kit is fitted. Let's turn it on and see if we can hear a difference. And then what I'll do is I'll flick it back to the previous thing and do a side by side just so you can see what difference is. Okay, so right, let's fire it up. No volume, remember, just switching it on. That sounds very quiet. The flashing that you can see on the screen is not there in real life, it's just artifacts of video in it, unfortunately. But yeah, so if I turn the volume up, I'll try not to do it while it's making noises. So you can turn it up, right up full now, and then you can hear the original buzz. But if you have it at a reasonable volume, you can see that it doesn't sound bad at all. It sounds a lot better than what it was. And to be honest, for £7, I'd definitely fit one of them to my Vectrex. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out the description for all the links down there for all his YouTube buddies. And the Discord groups down there for you to come and join if you wish. There's Facebook group down there. All the links are in the description. And that's it for this week, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye!